Hello everyone and welcome back to the RJK Golf YouTube channel. It is a new year and a new decade. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, and a Happy New Year. We are really excited to be back for the 2020 golf season. This is our first video of the new year. Took a little break with the holidays as well as getting the flu. That was not fun, but this is fun. Being back out on the golf course, getting ready for the new golf season. That is what I live for, and I'm really excited about the opportunities in front of me for this year. If you're new to the channel, my name is Riley Kegel. I'm a professional golfer based out of here, just north of Montgomery, Alabama. We're happy to have you here. If you don't mind liking, subscribing, or commenting on my videos that you find interesting, that would be really awesome, and I really appreciate all the feedback. All right, so today's video is all about exactly what I've talked about so far, which is a new golf year. It is a new year, new opportunity, new decade. You can set goals at any time in your life. You can just wake up one morning and set a new goal for yourself, but a new year with a new season really sets us up for success to set goals. That's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to share with you some of my goals for the new year, and hopefully they can be an outline for you to set goals for your own personal game in 2020. I've done it a little differently than most people. Most people might just make a list. I kind of have a list, but I also have categories and different things. It's not just about winning golf tournaments, although there are goals for that. So I'm going to break it down into 3 categories for you guys and how I break down my goals for a season. Let's just get right into it. All right guys, so let's just get right into it here. Setting goals for the new year. 3 categories. My first one has nothing to do with getting better at golf, but it is something that I hope everyone will focus on a little bit every year, and that is finding ways to have more fun playing golf. My first goal is to, I only did it once this year with my buddy Kyle, but you know, play this game with other people. It's just a game. I just want to play this game more often. When we go out and play, right, and we'll play from the same tees, but I might give him some strokes. At our TJ courses, we usually have 5 different sets of tees. When we get to a new hole, we get a random number generator, 1 through 5. It can either be lowest number is the closest, or lowest number is the further back. You can do it however you want, and you hit the random number generator, and let's say it gives you 4. And we're going to be playing highest numbers further back. So we're going to play the second furthest back set of tees for that hole. We're going to play match play. On the next hole, we'll hit it again. It gets 1. We're going to play from as far forward of a set of tees as we can find on the hole. We don't keep score, we just play match play. And I think it's a really fun way to get out onto a golf course, especially if you only have one golf course you play all the time and you're playing with the same people. It gives you an opportunity to get onto that golf course, see it a little differently, hit some different shots, but also keep the competition. But it shows you a different side of golf, right? It doesn't really matter about the score, because sometimes you're going to be playing from the forward tees, sometimes you're going to be playing from the pro tees. And obviously, if you have a length disadvantage, you only play the furthest 3 forward tees. Or if you're a professional golfer or a low handicapper, you can play all the sets of tees. But it's just a goal that I have in mind, is to play more games like that this year. While I'm home, if I have an off week, just go out and have fun with golf. You know, I think that's really important to keep in mind as, you know, a professional golfer, especially because golf, you know, I'm trying to make it my living, my job. It's not always fun to go to work, right? But every once in a while, it's still a hobby. It just freshens things up. So the first category of goals for 2020, guys, let's figure out a way to have more fun. All right, guys, second category for goals for the 2020 golf season. This is going to be a category that is all about statistics. So you need to find, I would say, at least 2 statistics that you would like to improve upon. It could be an avoidance stat, like I want to 3-putt less, or hit less balls out of bounds, or maybe lose less golf balls. Or it could be, you know, something very specific, like a scoring average or something like that. I would just recommend doing at least 2, so you have a depth of things you're trying to work on. For me specifically, I'm just going across, I did a little calculation. So I'm gonna try and hit 7 out of 14 fairways on a par 72 golf course, 12 out of 18 greens, which is probably the hardest stat that I have to achieve, would be 2/3 of your greens in regulation on average. Then I went to short game, up and down 4 out of 6 times. I want to have 1 penalty stroke or 1 3-putt or less, but not both. So I can either have a penalty stroke or a 3-putt, not both, hopefully none. But I'm going to allow myself every once in a while. It's golf. It's a hard game. You're going to have mistakes. So we're going to put that into the statistical equation. And then finally, I want to average 29 putts or less, which averages around, I believe it was 11 2-putts and 7 1-putts. Now, why did I pick these numbers? If you crunch the numbers and you were to simulate that through a round of golf on a par 72 golf course, if you beat those statistics, you'll generally come up with an under par round. So my statistical goal for the year, if I can hit all of those subcategories, it will be to have a scoring average below 72 in tournament play. So I think it is really important to set very specific, attainable, but difficult goals. You know, averaging under par would be really, I mean, honestly, for professional golf, that is a very good standard to have, because obviously you're going to have your really good days where you're going to be shooting in the low to mid 60s. You're also going to have bad days where you're shooting in the high 70s. It happens to everybody. So let's find a depth of statistics that we want to improve upon in 2020 that has a relation to scoring average. So that's category number 2. Let's move on to the final one. Before we get to that final category, how good. A little dormant grass out here, but it is beautiful. A little sunset behind the clouds. Very nice. All right, so here we are, third and final category. This is the accomplishments category. This is something that is more, let's get this stuff done this year. I picked 3 things. The first one is I want to make half my cuts or more this year. I have never done that in my professional career, is make half the cuts in a season. So that is a real attainable goal where I can be making a check half of the weeks this year that I'm playing in a tournament. It will give me some more money to, you know, to play in tournaments, and it'll keep the season rolling along and hopefully secure a card for next year and go to a bigger Q school. By the way, announcing very soon which tour I'm playing on next year, or this year rather. Okay guys, so the second accomplishment goal that I would like to do is I would like to make it through local qualifying of US Open. So for US Open qualifying, I have another video. Local qualifying, sectional qualifying, you're in the US Open. So I feel like if I give myself an opportunity in sectional qualifying, I can make it into the US Open. But you can't make it into the US Open unless you make it through local qualifying, which is still very difficult, by the way. There's only a few spots to go out at each site. So goal number 2 is let's make it through local qualifying and give myself, that would just mean 1 day of golf to get into the US Open. I like that. It is an attainable goal, but it is something I haven't done yet. So let's make that happen this year. And then guys, finally, the third goal, this is the biggest goal of the year. This is what I live for. I want to win a professional golf tournament this year. I don't care what tour it's on. I don't care what the purse is. I want to show up to a field of professional golfers and beat them all. Get a win, get that first place check, and keep moving on, right? So that is a great set of goals, I think, for accomplishments for the 2020 season. So just in a little bit of review, we need to set a goal to have more fun playing golf. We need to set a statistical goal that will help our game get better. And then finally, we need to find accomplishments that we would like to have that we have not done yet, or maybe like a return to glory. Let's find a way to get back to success. All right, guys, I hope that's really helped. I also didn't mention at the beginning of the video, please check out my Patreon page as well. It's got some more information about my career on there, as well as ways that if you'd like to help financially, it would be very beneficial. I would very much appreciate that. It is very expensive to play professional golf. But in the meantime, I'll keep plugging away. Got a job here in the pro shop and a couple other side jobs. So thank you again for checking out our YouTube channel. This is Riley Kegel for RJK Golf, and we'll see you next week.